What is going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking on this video. Please give a like, please comment, please subscribe. I'm not going to do this every time on my channel, but if you guys watched the last video, I mentioned on there that I'm just kind of going to do whatever the hell I want with this channel because it's whatever. Anyway, this is a Mosin Nagant. I'm actually going to be... I'm cleaning this up for a friend of mine that let us borrow it for another video that we did. You can find that, the Shooty Fellers. Please go check that channel out if you guys like guns. We're working on another video right now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to give you guys some information as we go along. As you can see here, this thing's pretty dusty. It's old. This thing was actually made in 1947, so it's got some mileage on it. Almost 100 years old. Look how filthy this section right here, the trigger guard's pretty bad magazine. It's pretty disgusting. Yuck. I'm gonna do my homeboy a favor. He let us use it for the video, so you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna pay him back the flavor. We're going to get this bad boy going. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The very first thing that I took off was the bayonet. Honestly, it was pretty easy. You pretty much just take this screw off and there's a spring that attaches to it. Getting it back on was a huge pain in the ass. You're supposed to be able to see how dirty that was, but I sped this video up because it took me about an hour and a half. There you see the bolt coming off. Pretty easy. This part right here, I took away about a half an hour of filming of me trying to get these rings off. The front ring did not want to come off. It was such a pain in the ass. There's the barrel cover, and here comes the barrel. Me watching the YouTube video on how to do this. I've never done it before. Shout out to FunBro1 on YouTube that showed me how to take apart and clean a Mosin. I don't know if the guy still makes videos. This video is from 6 years ago. Only one way to find out, I guess. Remember that part that I showed you earlier that was filthy? That thing took like 3 paper towels to clean. There was so much gunk in there. There's a screw that goes in the top on the back side of the barrel that I had to get out, and I had no idea. Sitting there searching for why the thing wouldn't come out. It was only 2 screws in it. One's on top and one's on the bottom. You don't think to look at the top, I guess. Get a good view of the stock there. I cleaned it up with some hops number 9. Cleaning off the barrel and trying to figure out how these iron sights work so I can get in there and clean those as well. Clean the barrel top to bottom, inside and out, all around. It's quite a bit of work, I'm not gonna lie. It was worth it though. This was a lot of fun. I love taking down weapons and figuring out how they go back together and things like that. It was very interesting, really awesome learning experience. Here I'm cleaning out the magazine / trigger guard, whatever you want to call this thing. There's actually a cleaning rod that attaches to the barrel that I took off, and I used it quite a bit on cleaning this thing out. It's pretty useful, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's that piece again, coming back for more. You'll see it several times. It was bad. This is me with the barrel snake cleaning out the inside of the barrel, and boy was it filthy. I used that Hops number 9 again to go down the barrel, and I tried to clean up as much as I possibly could, and I ended up having to change the tip of this thing because it was a little too big. After I got done with the wire brush part of it, I took out the cloth part so I could kind of buff a little bit of that left over, and as you can see, that thing used to be white. Now it's filthy gray. These things are kind of like beefed up paper towels. They work really well in cleaning out what the rest of the cleaners didn't get. I used that same gun cleaning liquid to clean off the stock and all the wood parts of the gun. It looks pretty shiny. It looks really pretty now. Here's where I started oiling everything to put it back together. Had to use a Q-tip to get into some of those smaller spots. If you guys have made it this far into the video, once again, I appreciate you. I'm going to be doing some facts here. I'm going to be giving y'all some information about the rifle. Alright everybody, if you've seen my Walking in Memphis video, you know I like to read directly from the Wikipedia page, so I'm going to do that a little bit here. I'm going to tell you something about the little history of this rifle. The M1891, known as the Mosin Nagant, was developed from 1882 to 1891, used in the armed forces of the Russian Empire, the Soviet Union, and other various nations. It is one of the most mass-produced military bolt-action rifles in history, with over 37 million units being made since its inception in 1891. In spite of its age, it has been used in various conflicts around the world up to the present day. It is primarily found chambered for its original 7.62 by 5.4 cartridge, and if you don't know, that's a big boy. This particular rifle here was built in 1947, which I was sad to find out that it wasn't actually used in World War II, but, you know, what can you do? I was hoping that this thing was a Nazi killer. I was hoping that there'd be some fucking Zuckerblatt etched into the side with some Nazi numbers and, you know, like a tally or something like that of all the Nazis that it killed, but unfortunately it was built after World War II. That kind of made me sad, but, you know, it's still a piece of history. It's still really cool. Still a really beautiful rifle. Still really fun to shoot. I can tell you that from personal experience. Every time that I've shot it, I've had a big smile on my face. The first time I remember shooting it, I had a huge grin from ear to ear, and I looked back at the owner of the gun and smiled, and he goes, "Shoot another one." It was a good time. If you guys are interested in seeing people shoot this thing, click on over to the Shooty Fellers. I know I've already plugged it, but go over there and you can see us shoot this bad boy in the fruit video that we did. We shot a grapefruit with it, and it was, I mean, it's absolutely insane. All right, everybody, we're gonna bring this bad boy home. Here you see me have the bolt completely taken apart, and let's just say it was really fun experience, learning how to take this old piece of history apart, learning how everything works. Let's be honest, I didn't even know that the bolt came apart. I thought it was just one big piece. That shows how much I knew about bolt action. I learned so much here about this rifle. I learned a lot of history about the rifle. This was, I mean, I could do a fucking book report. I mean, this is so much fun, and it was something that I'm really passionate about in the first place, something that I really like. I really do love guns, and trust me, I definitely get the stigma. I understand why people are so hesitant when it comes to guns, and I understand why certain people don't like guns. Trust me, I definitely get it. When I first came around guns, a friend of mine let me shoot his handgun, and I was terrified of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely terrified. And I started small, and we got little 22 rifles, and I started shooting those, and eventually I wanted to go bigger and badder and bigger and badder. I mean, once you really get into it and you start to learn about them and you learn proper gun safety, like I took a handgun safety course. If it wasn't for that, I probably never would have even bought a handgun, because I was terrified of them, and I totally understand why people are. This is sorry for ranting, guys. I really like guns. I'm really passionate about them. I really liked learning about this particular rifle, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Finished product. This bad boy is clean. Bolt's pretty clean. It's all oiled up. There's still some parts on it that look dirty, but it's just because it's older. You know how that goes. She is ready.